This is Bertie Bird, and this is Inktober. I'm taking part in Jamila Noft. Hopefully I haven't butchered her name. It's based on botanical witches, and today, for the 1st of Inktober, we have lavender. So this is my lavender witch. I've done it in biro as the outline, and I'm just going to do the outlining of what I feel I need to. Now, I'm using a 0.5. This may not be the most ideal liner, but I'm hoping it will be sufficient for this sketch. And I'll use a brush pen, I think, to go over more so where needed. I earlier posted my sketch on my Instagram. Unfortunately, the lighting was quite poor in the morning. It wasn't very great. So I'm hoping that now it's during the day, the afternoon, as I finished work, I can make an improved colour, black and white, plus a bit of colour. I'm going to add a bit of colour. I'll be using kind of alcohol markers to add just a bit of colour. I think what I will do is keep like the main context in like black and white, possibly sepia colours. Maybe not sepia in this particular this instance, but I'll be using some colour for like the flowers, the lavender, possibly any of the others I may take on. Right, so I think so far so okay. I've kind of kept it quite minimalist detail wise. I don't want to put too much detail, especially if I decide to use some blacks in here. It would possibly deteriorate the simple line work. Fortunately, I'm not trying to make excuses, but as I'm having to work from a fair distance away from this sketch, I think and feel that there at times are maybe a little bit easy to make an error. I will try and reduce as much as possible. So bear with me on this one, and I'll try to do my best. Right, okay, so hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. If you've been watching, thank you very much so far. I've now got my brush pen, so I hope to tackle the more interesting parts I want to with this. So this is being Inktober. I've kept to using ink only, no pencil or other colour marker lines. I think that's kind of the rules, not meant to. I've used biro to outline the structure before going over with a fine liner and this brush pen. Now the fine liner was fairly thin, which is why I've got the brush pen that adds a little bit more, I suppose, character to the line work. Because of the varying thicknesses in line weight. The only thing is, I probably should have done this after if I decide I want to use a bit of colour. Right, so what I'll do is I'll venture into this a little bit, and then before moving on. So just to remind you all that this is a botanical witch, and she's a witch of lavender. Okay, so I really seriously want to get some colouring. Right, okay, so I've now done this. I'll come back to this a little bit more. Okay. Fantastic. Actually, I'm liking this so far. I hope you feel the same. You've been enjoying. Right, okay, so one moment. Hey, okay, so I'm back. I needed to get some like alcohol ink markers. Oops, wrong one. I'm using these ones are like touching. I'm not sure this is going to be the right color because I guess I should have tested it out. So what we'll do is before bringing it on over, that seems to be not the color I wanted. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Right, let's see if this one's slightly better. There we go. Right, so I've got a more lavender like color. I should make note of this one. This one is a 147. Right. So as it's like biro lines that I've got for this foundation, kind of like marking, it's kind of like bleeds with the marker, which is understandable. Right, okay, one moment. Okay, I just realized that it was going to bleed through the other side, so I'm having to put a book cover in its way, just so if it bleeds, or when it bleeds, it just bleeds through to the card backing, which is, I suppose, very handy. Very handy indeed. So with the kind of outline, so I was using references, and of course this isn't how the actual flowers look like, but under, if you're looking at individual ones, then yeah, but as a whole, the shape, it's kind of like how the shape kind of went. So fortunately I'm not going to get a brush effect because these markers tend to be a lot cheaper than the, I don't like the word, but hey, they seem to cost a lot less than you know, the official kind of Copic markers. But hey, just so you know, obviously the lettering I've got, I used you know, a loss for words. What's going on? I used stencil set. God, what happened to me? Why did I forget the wording there? Right. Yeah, so you can also use that for your own as well. I think it's quite handy, especially if you've got writing like mine. I'm an engineer, biomedical engineer, and I use like pen and paper very scarcely. I'm more of using like PC, laptop kind of work. So writing tends to be not one of the things that I get to keep up with. So to avoid having, illegible writing, I've gone with the route of using a proper set. Right, okay. So as you can see, not the most elaborate, but I think the effect is working. I mean, you can disagree. I'm okay with that. I mean, this is, of course, an interpretation of what I perceive. So if your views vary, you are more than welcome to have a difference in opinion. I'm not asking everyone to share, but I'm just, hoping everyone enjoys, or, those that are interested are enjoying what they're seeing and what I'm doing. It's, of course, it's not going to look difficult, and I think it shouldn't. I think art should be quite, flowy. It should feel natural. And when it doesn't feel natural, I think if you practice enough, it will do. I know these lines are quite etchy, sketchy. And that's fine too, because they're layouts. It's not the finished product. And hopefully when I finish, it will appear to be, fairly acceptable. We'll know when the finished product's right. So, thank you for watching and participating in my journey of Inktober. It's my first Inktober I've ever participated in, and this would be my first attempt, as it's the 1st of October. Yes. So she's wearing a lavender hat in a field of lavender flowers. Feeling my brush pen is running out of ink. I'm lucky I bought refills. I may have to change this any time now, so you may have to bear a quick pause. Okay, I think I'm going to pause right here. Give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, so I've just changed over the ink. Hopefully the ink will start flowing sooner, sooner than later, because otherwise this piece may come up with more drama than I want. But so far, yeah, so far all right. I'm okay. I've added unnecessary lines, but hey, all good in this first attempt. So hopefully, yeah, this won't be too bad. So as far as I know, adding a bit of color with these markers shouldn't impose on the on the Inktober at all, because alcohol ink possibly is still okay. I don't know. I mean, someone tells me actually it's meant to be completely black and white or sepia or some sort of, pen, quill ink or some sort of ink, then oops, next time. But for now, as far as I'm aware, I'm perfectly within the boundaries of this challenge. If someone wants to tell me otherwise later, then please do. I don't mind. I haven't really looked at any such rules. I know people do it differently. I've been looking them up online. I haven't heard anyone saying you can't do it. I do know people have mentioned that you shouldn't be like using pencil to or any other way other than ink to lay down foundations. But I think that's down to the individual really, because if they choose to, then they choose to. I, for one, have not. Doesn't make me better. I just actually really like using biro. If you see any of my other posts, you'll notice that a lot of my drawings actually have been in biro. I've always liked biro. Inking in biro from uni. I used to doodle in my lectures. I'm sure lots of people have done, and it's just always been fun to do. And that's why I really like art and drawing, really, because I like the fun aspect. So yeah, I try to keep whatever I'm doing as fun as possible. And I hope it shows through my art. If it doesn't, well, maybe I need to have more fun. So anyway, hope you're all enjoying, and thanks for sticking around again. I've got a few more different types of witches I've got ideas for the next couple of days are coming. I think I thought when I was going to take the challenge, maybe I'd like plan what I'd do ahead, but it's a bit difficult. Time-wise, I don't have a great deal amount of time as such, so I've literally may end up, if I have any free time, do a couple of plans for like the next day, and then do the finished one on the day, because I think that might relieve a little bit of pressure off me rather than doing it all on the same day. I don't know, it depends on my workload. We'll see how it goes, because as it's only day one, it's hard to predict, very hard. But so far I'm having fun, and I hope you have fun too on your Inktober. And if you haven't participated, you might want to think too, or join in, because it is a bit fun. Or if not, at least have a look around at everyone else's, because I'm sure you'll find some favourites out there. And yeah, if you like what you see, make sure you drop a like and follow for more Inktober and other challenges. And don't forget, I have a ton of OCs, and I'd love to share them with everyone. I am planning to do my own zine, so feel free to check that up, see my online updates of how that's coming along, my characters. You can get familiar with them and the stories that I want to tell. And hopefully with my Inktober, you get a feel and sense for what I'm trying to do here, and you consider joining in. That'd be nice, let me know if you did. I'll check your posts out, your videos, whatever you've done. Right, okay, so far, one moment, okay, I need to just get a marker because I wanted to colour the nose. So I'm using once again a touch, it's called just says colour marker. It's a warm grey. This is a warm grey 4 or something like that. And I think cool. Okay, so not very adventurous with colours, but yeah, so I've just gone some detail with the eyes, but I don't want to leave him like a bland colour. Hopefully you don't feel, you know, this is bland or anything like that. Hoping that you like what I've got. And kind of figured out, you know, I think I'll colour the hair, but leave, you know, the white in there as a kind of shine to help give form to her naturally curly hair. I want there to look like she's got these fantastic curls. I'm hoping that you can see and you like it. And I'm kind of like trying to style it as if her hair is similar to the lavender itself. And let's put a little bit more. Do that bonnet. So with a warm grey, I'm tempted I'm going to add a bit of shadow underneath the bonnet. Now, unfortunately, with the not bonnet, the ink itself may run as it's not waterproof or just kind of ink proof, but I think if it dried, it should be fine. Alright, this paper's not too bad. I think with her add a bit of colour. You hear that sound? What as it colours over? It's because the paper I'm using, it's I think it's 150 GSM cartridge paper. It's got quite a bit of tooth, so you can kind of like hear it. It's almost satisfying, really, to actually hear it run across it. It's not quite as good as, you know, other ASMs. I think that's what it's referred to, but anyway. And there was something else I wanted to, right. Yes. So her earthy kind of wand. Being a witch, not all witches have to have wands, but this particular one, she's got one. And we're going to 11 to power it up. Okay, so I'm gonna get a pure color. And it's practically identical color, practically, but not quite. I think it's slightly varying. Right. Oops. And there we go. There we have it. I hope you like. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, did you see that? I'm gonna get that. We're gonna duck it. And the rest is going to be